Peace and love, peace and love. I want to thank each and every person. I'm trying to let the room fill up. Let's see here. Wait for y'all to come to the room. Let me get out some invites. I hate when I do this and I don't put no title up above. I'm gonna send this out to Facebook. This hard section and get rid of it. I just don't do the hard. No, we don't want to do that. Alright, so we're going to take that down. I'm going to say peace and love. And she come into the room, I'm doing a little sharing here. Let the world know that I'm going online. Alright, that should be good there. Alright, that's been sent up. Who did I miss? Anyway, let me say peace and love, peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Okay. I need to share with. Let's see. Alright, I do believe that I am up. I need to go and check it out and make sure. This is very important. Y'all forgive me for 1 second. I'm waiting for people to come into the room, so you know, as you come in, I will say peace and love to you. I do hope that you will show a little signal of love back by just tapping on the screen. Because until you come up, I can't hear you. So the only way to show me appreciation is by just tapping on the screen.
Biggie wouldn't be lying, woo, all up my face. Don't want no fake love trying to take me from my change. Woo, so we fine. Woo, Lord know my week.
Alright.
Biggie wouldn't be.
We got to stop that.
Wouldn't be lying. Woo.
Because that's not where I want to be at. I really don't. Okay. Y'all bear with me. I told y'all I'm doing some things over here. I'm trying to get things set up over here. I'm going to be quite honest with you. So y'all just bear with me. I definitely wanted to be able to get y'all into this chat. So I definitely wanted to be able to get y'all. Yeah, that's great. Okay. So we're going good there. So let me get Facebook in here. Definitely want to get my Facebook friends in here. Got my YouTube friends. Let me get my Facebook friends. Which platform do I want to go up under? Okay, we'll go up under this one. I do have different platforms on Facebook, but they all represent the same thing. They just are there because it's different things that go on there. So, okay, great. Got the Facebook, got the YouTube, got the TikTok. Peace and love. I want to thank y'all for joining me. I really, truly do. Let me send out some invites here. Let's see. No, I don't want to invite none of you all. No. See, I be wanting to invite co-creators in, but they be about the wrong thing. And I'm not into that. Man, my coffee done got low. Listen, I'm going to be quite honest with you. But I do want to talk about understanding today. Understanding. True divine understanding. And let me give you a little bit of light. I don't know if this light would help. Let me see if this light would help. Yeah. I think that might help just a little bit. Let's see if we can get that way and help. Not really, does it? So let me hit this light so you can see. And it's really not about seeing me, it's about hearing me. It's about understanding me. I want to talk about understanding. Understanding. That's what I want to talk about. What is this live about? It's about understanding. You know, we're always talking about, boy, you ain't got no understanding. Boy, you need to get you some understanding. So it's talking about understanding. Even in the good book, as you call it, it tells you to get understanding. What is understanding? Where are we to go to get understanding? Because if we don't know where to go to get understanding, how can we get it? Understanding is the highest form of love. I like that. That is very true. That is very true. I can't even debate with that one. That is so true. But what is love? And where does love come from? Who is the source of love? Understanding is a vision. Okay. Now the room is open. You can come on up. I want to know why you say understanding is a vision. It depends on what you're trying to understand. Well, say we're trying to understand life, which I think is the most important thing in this world to understand. It's life itself. I don't think we take time to think about that. Understanding means we see better. Okay, I like that. She said understanding means we see better. I think that's true. Understanding definitely means we see better. I cannot disagree with that. You know. So that's an eternal question no one has ever answered. So let me see if I can answer for you. Understanding. Understanding refers to a divine spirit, a divine gift, especially a gift that goes beyond mere human intellect to provide deep insight into spiritual truths. Understanding will just think about the mother's will and the meaning behind it, allowing for true comprehension and application of divine wisdom in life, moving from knowledge to revelation and certainty. You know, I don't know what book that is. I think it's in Second Asterisk for you who read the prophecies and stuff, and it says, and my soul recovered the spirit of understanding. So understanding was that divine gift that goes beyond mere human intellect to provide deep insight into spiritual truths. That's understanding. That's the mother's will. You know, that virtuous woman, that woman with more character. And it's the meaning behind truth. So allowing for true comprehension and application of the divine wisdom in life is understanding the true virtuous woman, the true spirit of love. Does that make sense? We know it's a gift from God. If you know it's a gift from God, which God are you talking about? You're talking about that male entity or that feminine entity? Talk to me, King Falcon. The Chess Academy. I'm going to have to play you some chess. Absolutely, thank you. Dr. Liz, would you like to come up? Because you're more than welcome to come up. You know, just hit that thing down there and come on up here. I'm going to send you an invite. See if I can get you up. You know, let me see who else. Let me get King Falcon up here too. Definitely got to get FXK. You know. And Jeff. Let me see if I'm going to send invites to you all. I want y'all to come on up. Don't run from them. Step on up to the plate. Don't run from them. And we're just having a conversation. I'm not here to condemn no one. I'm not here to point the finger at no one. That's one thing I don't do. You know, some of these rooms you go in, they just look. I was in a room this morning. It's called Mimi. Something Mimi. I can't think of what it was. Female. And she asked a question about boys versus men. Understanding. Why would you call a man a boy when he's a man? Let's be real, he's a man. Everyone over 18 and old is a man. So why would you call him a boy? She said you don't call a woman a girl once she becomes a woman, so why would you? So, you know me, I'm always trying to start a conversation. I said, because it was a good topic, I said, well, it depends on how you look at it. You're looking at an age, at the number. You're not looking at the characteristics of the person, the way the person acts, the way the person reasons, the things the person do. So what makes a person a boy or a man has nothing to do with a number, has nothing to do with the age. It has to do with understanding. It has to do with responsibility. It has to do with accepting truth. There's only one God. Asking which God disrespects my intellect. Well, see, all the books that I read says that there are many gods. It also says that we are gods. So to say that that's disrespect, no, because you may not be following the same God I'm following. So there's no disrespect there. You know, there is only one God for me, and I'm sure there's only one God for you, but who is the God that is for you and who is the God that is for me? That's the question that I ask. You know, do you worship is your God a male God or is your God a female God? I mean, you know that, why would you say that? Come on up to the mic and let's talk about that. You ain't got to stay down there and type. Come on up and explain that to me, that there's only one God, because everything I read says that there is more than one God. Even your scriptures that you trust in, that you believe in, that you think you have knowledge in, tells you that there is more than one God, that there are many gods. Come on up, King Falcon, Chess Academy. Let's play a little chess. I'm gonna use my queen to go around the board, because she's the most powerful thing on the chessboard. Even though the king is the ruler, that queen is the most powerful thing on that chessboard. She can go any way she wants. She can knock down whoever she wants when the time. Look, you know and I know, if you play chess, that queen is the most powerful thing on the chessboard. So I'm going in the name of the queen. You know. Say disrespect your intelligence. Your intelligence is to realize that there are more than one God. Your intelligence is to realize that you are gods. We are gods. God just, it's a title. It's a title. It means to be a supreme being. And you are supreme. You're the supreme being that is in charge of your life. And the way you choose it determines on whether you live worthy or you don't. I'm just being real about it. You know. If you come in the room and you want to challenge me, you can come on up here to the mic. Otherwise, you know, if you have a question, you can question me. You can type it in. You can come up and ask me. If you want a good debate, you can come up and debate with me. I'm not going to debate with you on truth now. I'm going to agree with you on truth. But if it ain't truth, I'm going to debate with you. And it's not a bad debate. It's just a debate of clarification of why you feel your thought, your words are truth. Not your truth. Not my truth. But the truth. Because there's only one truth. You know, only one truth. Only one truth. You know, so I'm here. And we're talking about understanding. Where do you go to get understanding? Who do you seek first? So that they can lead you to understanding. Who is this understanding that we are to be seeking? How does it look? How do we know it? Let's talk about understanding. I understand that I told you I'm using the queen today. Understand that the woman, the queen, the empress, the chosen one, is the great divine mother. Who of all the lands, all lands of the whole world, this woman, this great one, this chosen one, has chosen just one pit, one people. Out of all the people has chosen one people. And of all the flowers, there's only one lily, one nation. One nation, one people. All people are God's people, but which God? And if they say their own God, which God are they under being their own God? In other words, where do they get their right knowledge from? Who leads them in the way that they should go? Because we all had to learn and all have to learn from someone. We don't come here knowing it. We lost that. Now we strive to get back to that. That is the truth. The truth of who we are. The truth of our way. I don't know what to say to y'all. I don't. Because everybody's playing a game. Ain't nobody trying to get back to reality. The reality is that if you want peace, you got to separate yourself from those who do not desire peace. You got to cut them off. And you got to unite and connect with those who are like-minded, that are seeking that which you are seeking. This ain't no game. If you hang with evil, I guarantee you, you will become evil. That's no joke. If you hang with those who do bad, those who choose bad ways, bad roads to go down, those who always choosing the road to the fast money, them are bad ways. Chasing all that money. Because while you chasing that money, you're forgetting about yourself. You're not chasing you. You're not chasing that inner being. You're not chasing the inner being, nor are you chasing the source that created the being. You're too busy trying to do it your way. You think you're right. You think you know the way. And if you don't know the way, you say, well, you'll learn the way. Well, the way is right there, forever shouting, showing you the way. Always ahead of you, in front of you, all around you, the way. The way is within you. So if you want to find the way, you got to go in. You'll never find it looking for it outside of yourself. And the only way you can find a way within yourself is that you will sit down with yourself and meditate on the things which are good. the things which are pure, the things which are holy, the things which are right. I don't care what you say. A lot of you ain't gonna like it because you don't like truth. So you want to throw it off on somebody else. You want to make somebody else the victim instead of accepting your responsibility to the truth. Your responsibility is to become what the truth is. So that the people, when they see you, can see truth in the flesh. You're supposed to be an image, a likeness of that truth. But you don't know what the truth is. And there's so many voices outside of yourself that are constantly entertaining within you that you can't even hear yourself speak to you. When is the last time you sat down and spent time with self? I mean, really sat down and went within and took time to not just talk to self, but to actually listen and meditate on what self was saying to you. I am who I am. That is who I am, and that's what they call me. I am. I go by the name I am because I am all that I am, and that is what I am, and no more than what I am. I am you, you are me. We are one. If we're of the same mind and of the same spirit. If not, then we're not. And you know, don't get it wrong. I grow. I learn as I go. And when I don't learn, I have a tendency to repeat until I do learn. I had to stop a long time ago pointing a finger at women for things that didn't work out, and I had to point the finger at me, who went out chasing, looking for a good woman. Because in reality, I wasn't looking for a good woman. In the flesh, I was looking for somebody that fed my flesh, that fed the lust of my eyes. I wasn't looking for someone that fed my spirit. Because I was young and I was not wise. Even to this day, sometimes the beauty, the outward beauty of a woman can mesmerize you enough to where it can take you off of focus of what's true. That's how strong and powerful the woman is. I had to learn and understand the power of the woman. Then I had to learn and understand how to choose a righteous woman. See, there's a lot of women today that want to be righteous, have a desire for righteousness, but do not have the heart to fulfill the calling, to fulfill the law of the righteous. And I say that in love. There's a lot of women who imitate what they feel people want to see, but they don't imitate the source that created them. And you could take that any way you want. I'm just speaking the truth. Because your words don't mean nothing. It's your actions. If your actions don't align up with your words are just words. Curses. Spells. A spell is anything that stops you from living right among yourself and among others. Anything that comes against you is your adversary. Anyone that comes against you when that which you know is truth, is right, that's your adversary. That's not your brother. That's not your sister. Them are the ones that you separate yourself from. A lot of them, you don't have to separate yourself from. All you got to do is just walk right, talk right, and they will separate themselves from you because they don't want to be right. And they can't be around you and not meditate on that or not think on that on a daily basis. Because your presence always brings that to the forefront. So they'll separate themselves from you. It's not that they don't love you, but they love you so much that they have to separate from you because they don't know how to be like you, how to take hold of that spirit that you have grabbed hold of, how to walk in that faith that you walk in. Faith is believing in things unseen, not seen. I don't see a perfect world at this time. But I see a perfect world as we come into knowledge. I see evil all around me daily. For I'm in the valley of death, in the valley of darkness. But even though I see evil all around me, I see a light that's always present. A righteous spirit. A righteous being. Shining in the dark places. Many are called, they say, but only few gonna make it, they say. Make it to what? Make it to that image and that likeness of the source. To the understanding of the source. You're not the source. You're a part of the source. You come from the source. You was created by the source. And it was part of the source that was instilled in you that gave you life. But you are not the source. You are just a product of the source, made to do the source bidding. Not to do your will, but to do the will of a source. The source has chosen you to prove that you are worthy to be a part of the source. You were chosen. You say you were chosen one. So that means that you were chosen to walk as the source, talk as the source, to come into agreement with the source until you become the source. Are you striving to be the source? And if you are, what source are you striving to be? Because I see y'all striving to be a lot of other things, but not the source. See, the world knows how to keep your mind on everything but the source. Its job is not to put your mind on the source, but to keep your mind away from the source so you won't think about the source, even though you are a part of the source. You don't even want to look at the part of the source that you are to see if you're a good part of the source or a bad part of the source, because all parts come from the source. Which part are you? Are you a part of that agreeable spirit, or are you a part of that disagreeable spirit? Are you a part of that one true kingdom, or are you a part of the many, many kingdoms? See, you're too busy trying to be a part of different kingdoms that you ain't had enough time to even work on your own kingdom. You ain't took the stone and put it in place. There's many stones that need to be put in place. We're not putting them in place. We're not putting them in order. We're not putting them in correction. We're not putting them in understanding. You know, it's funny because I hear everybody talk about God and say, well, God is a God of all people. Yeah, God might be a God of all people. But all the people that is a God of is all people that choose to follow. Not all people. The ones that choose to follow God's ways. The Spirit's way. The true Spirit. That one true Spirit, that Spirit of love. See, once you know that Spirit, it's easy to begin to follow that Spirit, because you come to the realization that everything that Spirit teach you is good and gives life. That there's no evil, no form of confusion in true love. No evil. So when you align yourself to that, the evil that was inside of you, it leaves. It looks for a place to go. It wanders around looking, and you know what they say? They say when you clean out the house, that spirit that was cast out will come back with 7 other spirits even worse than the first spirit that was already in you. Many of y'all have let them spirits back in you. You got them out the house and cleaned up the house, but you didn't know how to lock the door. You left the door open for them to come back in. You didn't know how to close the door behind you. So not only did that spirit come back, but 7 other spirits came with it, even worse than the one that was there with you at first. Now you got that one and 7 other spirits. That's 8 different spirits in you, with you. Y'all know what I'm talking about. 8 different personalities, 8 different ways of life. You're so confused on the inside and you don't even know how to get them out. That spirit is you. It's the things you do. It's the way you look at life. Some of y'all got so many spirits in you that you can't even think. You don't even know how to think for yourself. So the first thing you got to do is get rid of a lot of them spirits that's in you. You know, that spirit of hate, that spirit of deceit, that spirit of lies, that spirit of falsehood, that spirit of fighting. Them all different spirits that you done picked up along the way. That spirit of ununity, ununification, that spirit. You got to get rid of that spirit. You got to get a spirit of unity. A spirit that builds and not tear down. A spirit that edifies and not denounce. A spirit that protects, not destroy. Spirits only exist in people. Yes. So when you know I'm saying spirits, you know I'm talking about people. Come on now. That's what I'm talking about. That's the awakening. I'm talking about people with different spirits. The evil one, spirit. That evil spirit who rules the whole world. What world? Us. We're the world. Without us, there wouldn't be no world. We are the world. And that Antichrist, that one against the anointed one. What do it mean to be anointed? Anointed with wisdom. Because with wisdom come overstanding. Or should I say understanding? And with that understanding come overstanding. And with that overstanding, you grow like a flower. Like the flowers of the world. Listen. The divine election and unique favor is portraying the mother. I say the mother because the mother is the first in all things. I don't want to argue with you. I want you to reason within yourself. The mother is the source that you come from. The mother is the main principle. But I'm not talking about any mother. I'm not talking about any mother. I'm talking about a mother of good moral standards. I'm talking about that virtuous mother. I don't know if y'all understand. You know, the central thing, the single, the chosen, plan or rule, whatever you want, that's us. Everything I say is always about us, whether it's in a metaphor, as a an animal or something flying object, or it's still talking. I'm talking about us, because we are spirit, and God and the devil is within us. It's the right versus the evil within us. That's the war of Armageddon that goes on right now. You fighting with yourself. The war of Armageddon is the battle between good and evil. It's the good in you fighting against the evil in you. Are you going to fight with the good in you, or are you going to fight with the evil in you? Because the one you fight with is the one that's going to win the battle. And how you going to fight with the good that's in you when you don't even know nothing about the good, because you think you already know what it is to be good. You think you got the key. But you created the key. If good was there before you, you got to get the key from good. You can't just go make a key, because any key ain't going to work. So you got to go to the good that... That's what I'm talking about. And then you got to sit down with others, and you got to break bread together. Talk about these things to make sure that you're on the right path, because the true way is only one way. It's not many. It's only one. Oh, there's many different paths. No, there's only one path. If there's only one way to that kingdom, if there's only one way to that peace, to that love, then there's only one road. Ain't no many roads. If it was many roads, there would be many ways. But it's only one way. And it's up to you to find that way to that kingdom that is within you. What kingdom is within you? I'm just asking. I'm not here to preach to you about some God in the sky. I'm here to preach to you about the God that is in you, that you refuse to listen to, so you wind up following that other God in you that has you in all the different problems and troubles and pains and miseries and confusion. And man, I can go on and on and on. Even in death, that God got you. That deceitful, even evil spirit that is within you led you down the roads of death and destruction. Nobody led you but you. Nobody put a gun to your head and said you got to do this. You did it on your own. You chose to follow that deceiver that's in you. Rather than follow you, you listen to that outer voice and refuse to listen to the inner, the self. Y'all kill me wanting to put the blame on everybody else, but not wanting to accept your own mistakes. I don't blame nobody for mine. I am what I am. But I'm going to get out of here. I just want to give y'all something to think about. I thought maybe y'all wanted to talk about understanding. I'll have to come up here at another time. We'll talk about understanding and how great understanding is and all the things that understanding would give to you if you would just seek understanding. You know, which I said once again is that woman, but you don't want to accept that. You that walks around in your manly flesh don't want to accept that. But when I say man, I just mean you who walk around in your lower self. See, to me, a man is nobody but one that walks around in his lower self. Because once he leaves that state of being a man, it's like a boy. A man is like a boy. Excuse me. A man is like a boy. It's no different from a boy. Just a different way of calling him. It's just a different name to call him by. So when you say man, you're still saying boy. Because a man walks in the ways of this world. And we know only a boy walks in the ways of this world. A person who has risen, a true spiritual being, is not of this world. A true spiritual being is not seeking the things of this world. Y'all don't hear me? So when you say man, you talking about someone in the flesh. That was a part of our problem. That was a part of our problem. We, the gods, looked at the women of men. Women of those who was raised by men of the flesh. Men who was chasing the world. Men who were corrupt. Men who were deceivers. Men who were liars. Men who were murderers. And went in and took them for themselves and made wise out of them. So now what you got mixed with you? What you got having your children? That good and that evil character is born within your child. Because you who was of God chose a man of the world. You who was of God chose a woman of the world. You looked at her and seen how good she looked, and you went in after her and took her for yourself, even though you knew she was not of you. Saying to yourself that you could change her. You can't change no one. You still trying. Look, you still working on yourself. How you gonna change someone else? They got to want to change. They got to be working on change like you working on change. And if they ain't working on change like you working on change, then you need to just change right along by yourself and seek others that's changing like you. Because if you keep trying to hold on to that one that's not changing like you, you're going to fall. Especially if it's a woman that you're trying to hold on to. Because in chasing her, you lose yourself. See, a righteous woman, you ain't got to chase. So you got time to go within. You got time to build your character. Oh, you don't hear me though. You don't hear me though. Hey, listen, I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to say peace and love to you. I want to thank y'all for joining me. Y'all have a great day. You on YouTube, you on Facebook. I want to thank each and every one of you. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope you'll come back. And I hope you'll have questions for me. Until then, peace and love. Let me share some of these now. I'm going to have to take them one at a time because I got them on different platforms here. So I do want to say love to you. I thank you.